So I'm going to read the cap. It says 15 lbs. That means 15 pounds or 15 psi if you look right here, if you can see that. That's the amount of pressure this cooling system is designed for. I have a cooling system pressure tester right here. Anytime you open the cooling system, you're going to want to pressure test it, verify there are no leaks. So this is a cooling system pressure tester. It goes in place of the radiator cap on the radiator in this case. Sometimes the fill cap could be on the engine, but again, you install it just like a radiator cap, turn it to the right till it stops. This is a pressure release, so you want to make sure that this is in the pressurized mode, which is there with it down, and that's loose. Now, I'm just going to pump pressure into this. The gauge, there's the 13, so 15 to 16 is going to be in that yellow zone right there. I'm going to pump that up to, whoops, I went a little too high, but that's not a big deal. We're probably at 16.5 or 17 psi. I went one pump too many there, but it'll be fine. We're going to let this sit. I'll put that support bracket back on over here.
Are these other pieces?
These are other adapters. This is an adapter to test a radiator cap that's more common on smaller cars and motorcycles, or excuse me, foreign cars. That's a conventional old style cap. Now this is a more modern cap that would go on a typical Ford vehicle. This one is, I believe, a General Motors adapter. And this is for pressure testing a radiator cap. And I'll demonstrate how this works. You can just put the radiator cap on here. We can put the pressure tester on this side, pump up the pressure tester, verify that that cap holds 15 psi. The cooling system needs to be pressurized and hold pressure so that the coolant doesn't boil. Engine operating temperature is around 190 to 220 degrees, which is close to the boiling point of water, or it probably is the boiling point of water, I'm not sure. But at any rate, if you don't pressurize the cooling system, the water would evaporate rapidly and you would lose coolant. So you have to have a pressurized cooling system. Okay, we've had the cooling system sitting on a pressure tester for 30 minutes now. We're going to go back. We're going to do two things. For one, we're going to look for any visual leaks. And for two, we're going to take a look at the pressure gauge. And as you can see, the pressure gauge is still right in the same area that it was before we left. And I'm taking a look at the hoses. Everywhere that I worked mainly, this vehicle didn't have a coolant leak when it came in, so it's probably not going to leak somewhere else, but any leak we certainly want to notice. I'm not seeing any visual leaks in those areas. I'm going to release the pressure on the pressure tester. To do that, you turn this and you can hear the pressure release. It's probably going to leak some of the coolant out. The reason for that is there's still going to be some air inside the engine that's holding the pressure, and it's going to force the coolant out. Sometimes it's worse than others. Okay, we've released the pressure now. Now I'll demonstrate pressure testing the radiator cap. We're just going to put the cap adapter on, turn that knob till it's tight. On the other side, we'll put the cap on till it reaches the notch. Just set it on the table. Well, apparently I need a new radiator cap. We can see that it is venting at 13 to 15 psi, but it's not holding pressure. So I'm going to need to replace my radiator cap. And there's a damaged spot on the seal right there, so I can clearly see why it doesn't seal.